shouldn't that have reflected, because this survey has been conducted until the 12th of September, somewhere shouldn't have it impacted on the popularity of the Prime Minister? Or do you think that is beyond all of these optics?
Even 76% is not a small number, Mother.
No, but why I'm saying this is, on 30th of August also it was 76%, and a few days prior also it was 76%.
No, that's what I'm saying. Those who are impressed with the Prime Minister are staying on the course. But if you compare with other leaders, let's see what's happening to President Biden. Now, that is because of the domestic politics in America today, the problems that the US economy is facing, the problem, the way his presidency is looked at, the concerns about Biden's health. There are other issues which are reflected in the survey. It is not that the survey is nothing to do with the reality, because I am looking at the surveys of other world leaders also. Each of them are having issues at home, and that is also being seen there.
Okay.
So therefore, I mean, this G20 had, because Prime Minister takes up any particular challenge, in a very serious way. So if you saw the Prime Minister putting his heart and mind and the entire energy of the government in that, one should not be surprised. That is the way he has handled it.
That's an interesting debating point. Let me put it in a different way to Lokesh Jindal, and you can also come in fact, Mr. Vivek Salas. Lokesh Jindal, somewhere or the other, when Shekhar Iyer says that look at the domestic politics that appears to be pulling down the image of other world leaders like President Biden, is it also a sign of the inability of the opposition to communicate a point of view to the people at large, where they may feel that there is some kind of failing of the government? Is there somewhere or the other that challenge also that the opposition is facing?
Yes, I'll speak with respect to this survey. So when you're talking about the sample size which this survey is collecting, it is quite narrow. It is not broad. You are not including a large lower middle class or the working class, and the sample size which is impacted the most by the economic policies. So I would say that this sample survey, it has many inadequacies. And despite these inadequacies, the limited size of data, if the G20 was not able to increase the approval rating of the Prime Minister, there is a sign of worry. I mean, there is a red flag I would raise over here.
Okay.
Because if you look at all the aspects that are involved, in June 2023, the approval rating was 77%. And it has gone down slowly and steadily after this high propaganda to 76%, and it's on the downward trend. So this is something which BJP should consider it. The people's mood is not what they are perceiving in their ivory chambers. Things on the ground.
You're in ivory towers. You're not able to perceive the people's mood because this is a very narrow sample size that may be skewed in a particular class of people, Charu Pragya. And that's why, and also please answer Lokesh's point that even despite a big ticket event like G20, it wasn't able to boost the Prime Minister's image, is what he's saying. Please respond to those two, Chars.
Yes. So, the first charge first. Now, our Prime Minister is a leader who's got his feet firmly planted on the ground and also his ear firmly planted on the ground, and that's why he reads the pulse of the people of India, and that's exactly why the people of India bless him with votes at every single election. That's why he's the Prime Minister twice over. Before that, he's been the Chief Minister thrice. So I'm sorry, everything that you're saying today right now is backed by completely opposing data. So I'm not going to dignify what you have said with any kind of an answer. You're saying this is dropping popularity. You dropped from 77 to 76%, not even taking into account that the leaders you are supporting are nowhere on the global scene at all, except to pull down on their own country. And that's all.
No,
right,
but he did mention that in August 29 it was 82%. He did mention that, to be fair. He's talking about a long-term concept from 19 to 2023.
Yes, and I'm coming to that. See, also, Madhav, we need to remember that every single point of time when a voting like this happens, people are doing it at whatever reason is closest to their hearts at that point of time. It does not mean a leader's popularity is on the decline. It's steadily been the highest in the whole world for the last couple of years, and instead of taking that consistency into account, he's measuring things by 1 or 2%. Also, you know, when you say what did the G20 do, G20 did nothing. I think that's not a very mature thing to say, because here we are building corridors to make sure that the world functions even in spite of some people who are trying to dominate this space. So the Middle East, India,
Vivek Salas, I want Vivek Salas, we almost out of time. I want Vivek Salas to come in. Vivek Salas, it's wrong to say the G20 achieved nothing. Apart from the diplomacy, we've given a strong counter to China, a strong message has been sent to Canada, a global sort of counter to the Belt and Road Initiative has been announced in the form of the Middle East, India, Europe corridor, and that's a huge diplomatic feat.
I can just say, Madhavji, if you take a survey in India, that is what matters now. We are heading for a general election very shortly. And if we take a survey and to the people of India and say how many promises our Prime Minister has fulfilled since 2014, I think he will not even get 7%, let me tell you. And even the RSS has said that Modi ji's RSS has said that, Charuji, that Modi ji's space is not competent enough to win elections.
On what basis are you saying this? On what basis are you saying this? Who has said this?
The RSS has said that.
Who in the RSS has said this?
Who said that? Can you
And
quote
that
your
is
source?
why.
Who in the RSS has said this? Please tell us.
Wait, Madhavji, please let me complete. I'll send you the link who has said that.
Please quote your
I'll send you
source.
the link who has said that.
Sir, unfortunately, we don't have a time for a very long debate. We'll have to end it there.